Well, greetings, samurais. We have a new brand on the table today. Purchased from Amazon for 50 bucks. Less, I think 5% they were giving with a coupon at the time. So figure about 47.50-ish, something like that, plus a little bit of shipping. And I had it in the same day. And I have to thank somebody on Instagram who does a lot of posts, and it is Collection Picks 2022. So I would not have known about this blade were it not for that Instagram contributor. So here's the thing. It's a very well made front flipper with a very long front flip. Almost looks like a friction folder. But wire clip, jimping, and let's just open it up because it's got some nice features. Look at the grinds on that blade. Beautiful finish, precise grinds, fairly useful jimping. For this price point, you're getting D2. No getting around that, but I suppose it could have been Sandvik. The action on the knife is simply smooth and amazing. On bearings, near as I can tell, because I have not broken it down, so if you get one and break it down and you find it's on washers, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's on bearings. Lanyard hole, Japanese style Tanto. The interesting profile is it's more Japanese Tanto than American Tanto, but we have the chisel grind on the tip of the American Tanto, aka Gold Steel, who made it popular in the mid-80s, early to mid-80s, and I was there buying those knives. Just very nice, precise grind. And again, smooth action. So the company is Miki, M-I-K-I. And we have two kanji characters there. Not sure what they mean. Maybe that's the company name. Not sure of where it's manufactured. Could be China, possibly could be Japan, but in D2, I think usually the Japanese knives are not coming in D2. But here's the box. Brown plain cardboard box. Made better is their slogan. And there is the number. They simply call it folding knife for EDC, camping. Everything's got to say camping. Usually that means it's a Chinese knife, but not going to get into it. There's your care instructions. Interesting thing is, it did come with this pouch, kind of like Sativian does, or no, Shielden. Shielden was packing theirs with a similar hard Cordura case. So I guess if you needed a belt case or just a storage place, that's cool. You get a little Miki branded cloth, microfiber, and that's about all I'll get into. But let's start off taking some measurements because this is not a small knife. It's a good size. And I got one other coming in that we'll talk about in a moment. 8.5 inches with a blade of 3 3/4 to the handle. Very nice. We've got a pretty substantial blade stock of 3.4 millimeters. Looked a little thicker. And across the handle, 0.63. Now that is a contoured 0.63, which we'll look at in a moment, but I want to just grab the weight on this. So smooth, honest to God. Okay, so 4.76 ounces, we'll round that up, call it 4.8 ounces. Under 5 ounces for a good sized knife, 8.5 inches. Got plenty left over. Very neutral handle. Very contoured with a high arch on both sides. Wire clip, as I think I pointed out, is not transferable to the left side, unfortunately. Has a pretty good amount of spring to it. Now, Collection Picks 2022 was mentioning that he was really looking for a Max Ace Samurai. So I brought out my Max Ace Samurai for comparison because they're somewhat similar. You're not going to see it in the G10, of course. This is a white G10 and it has thumb studs, but kind of a similar, I think. I'm going to stop down just a little because it's a little bright here. So there is the grind on the Max Ace Samurai. There's the grind on the Miki. Very similar, with the exception that we have a continuous grind on, and a little more traditional for a Tanto, on the Max Ace, and we have the chisel tip on the Miki. I kind of like the Miki, and you may call it Mickey, I don't know, but if it's supposed to be a Japanese name, M-I-K-I is usually going to be pronounced Miki. Anyway, small aside there. Same length knife though. Pretty much spot on, maybe a little longer with the Max Ace in the handle. And the Max Ace is also a very smooth blade. Max Ace is from Bowler K110. As I said, this Miki is from D2. And depending upon how they treat it and harden it, it could be pretty wonderful for $50. You can tell me that Petrified Fish is doing D2 for $35, and you would be right. But I would say this is every bit the workmanship, manufacturing that is, that you get with Petrified Fish. It's just a really well done knife, and I'm amazed at the grinds. Look at the longitudinal satin grain there, and I'm not sure I really see a pattern on the main grind. It's about 3/4 high, and put a nice edge on it. It's quite nice. See if I can get a little paper and do some cutting here. All right, let's see what it's got. Wrapping your arms around the camera, trying to do this is always a challenge. Oops, let me try it the other way. Not so good so far. There we go. It's really, if you've ever sliced paper before, a little bit of it is about the technique. All right. Probably could be a little better, but I think putting that on a strop would definitely take care of that. Flat grind, nice and high, very smooth. So, you know, it's feeling pretty aggressive, pretty shaving sharp to my finger. I'll put it that way. Again, wire clip. Probably mentioned that like twice now already, but if I didn't, there you go again. A little bit of jimping there. Very neutral. Hold it any position. Edge in, edge out. I like that. Gives me the options. Point up, pulling back, pushing strokes. Lots of room for the thumb on the blade. So if you like to hold it that way, you're in good shape. A quick comparison with the Benchmade Griptilian. As you can see, longer than the Griptilian. Either way you look at it, I'm at a slight angle here. So I like to do that. Getting a little closer. So yeah, the Griptilian, a bit shorter. And how about the Rat 1? We may as well do the Rat 1. So what I'm seeing from straight over top is we got the same length. So again, good sized knife. Very good sized knife. T8s on both sides, by the way. Pretty sure that's a T8. Eyeballing it. Nice wedge, very traditional, like a Quaken or Tanto at the top. I know Lucas Burnley gets a lot of flack from some people about, putting that there, that it wrecks the lines of the blade, but it is traditional. Nice grain to the not carbon fiber, G10, sorry. You can see. So it looks like a very high quality G10. It has a little bit of a texture to it. It's not shiny, smooth, polished. Enough of a texture that you can see it. And a little bit of a recess there. It does really drop quickly, so you got to get your thumb out of the way or do it partially. And like that. You may or may not like that long shelf kind of front flipper, but I'll tell you, it does make the front flipping action very positive. And hey, a little glass breaker kind of built in, right? Well, I do have another Miki branded knife coming in. It's a folding paring knife for about 25 bucks, also on Amazon. I'll leave you the link to this one. Only color handle that I found is this one in the black. I do hope they come out with more models because very, very interesting. Very interesting workmanship. I keep saying workmanship. Manufacture. Quality. So let me know if you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and subscribe. Be back with you soon.